In my last video, I covered the biggest iOS 27 features, the new Siri, Apple Intelligence, photo editing, writing tools, and AI in shortcuts. But iOS 27 also has a lot of smaller changes that Apple didn't spend too much time on, and some of them are actually really useful in day-to-day use. Very useful changes are coming to Safari, Wallet, Find My, phone calls, customization, and a few small changes that makes the iPhone feel much faster and smarter. So let's get into it. Let's start with Safari. Safari has gotten a few new updates in iOS 27 and some of them are actually really nice. Let's say I'm looking at an item online, but it's either out of stock or I want to wait for the price to drop. Instead of checking the page again and again, I can just tap this icon and choose Notify Me. Now Safari will create an agent that runs 24/7 on cloud somewhere, and the moment the price drops, I will get a notification on my phone and I can just proceed with the purchase. Think of the things that you can do with this. Waiting for a concert ticket to go live? Create a notify alert. Waiting for an out-of-stock item to become available? Create an alert. This is a really neat feature and I'm sure I'm going to be using this a lot. There's another new feature in Safari called Describe an Extension. This is again a super powerful feature. So far, you can download an extension from an extension store, like ad blockers, password managers, right? But now you can create your own extension that can do anything on a web page just by describing them in natural language. There are a few different categories here, like boost productivity, improve focus, get creative, and design and develop. You can explore these categories for ideas for different extensions. Apple's example was a toolbar button that saves and rates recipes from cooking websites. So if I want to create something similar, I can just type save and track cooking recipes from around the web, tap the toolbar button to see your saved recipes and add notes to each one. And now it creates the extension. You can see it working here. Whenever I'm browsing a recipe, I can tap the toolbar button and the recipe link gets saved. I can even add notes about it. So instead of saving recipe links in notes, messages, or random tabs, I can keep everything inside this recipe saver extension. Later, I can open the recipe saver and go through all my saved links and notes in one place. And you can create more extensions like this too. For example, if I want a dark mode button for a specific website, I can just describe that and create an extension for it. Then whenever I need it, I can use it directly from Safari. This is still early, but I think it's really interesting feature because it lets you create small Safari tools without actually coding them from scratch. Let me know in the comments what extension you would create using this feature. Image Playground has also improved a lot. It used to be an emoji generator and largely unused. It can now generate much more realistic images. Let me try something. I'll upload my photo and ask it to generate me in a different outfit. And it actually does a pretty good job. My face stays fairly consistent most of the time, and the image quality also looks good. The new generative model is clearly capable of more photorealistic image creation. Now I can tap here, circle an area, and describe a change. For example, I can say, add a golden hour sunlight. And there you go. It updates the image and gives it a much nicer look. What I like is that these edits don't look overly artificial in many cases, which makes the tool feel much more usable. I can also easily undo or redo the change by tapping here if I don't like something. There's also a share button too, so I can share the image directly from here without first saving it to photos. And when creating a new image, you get much more options now. For example, you can choose the aspect ratio now. which is useful if you want to create something for an Instagram post or Instagram story or for your phone wallpaper. You also get to choose different styles here like animation, illustration, sketch, Genmoji, etc. Overall, I'm really happy with this new change. I have not used the previous version of Image Playground much, but I'm sure I'll be using this much more. The Wallet app on iPhone also gets a really useful new feature. You can now create a custom pass yourself. This can be used for things like stadiums, movie tickets, gym passes, or any ticket that has a barcode. Let me show you an example. I have this ticket here. I want to add this to my wallet. So I'll open the Wallet app, tap the plus icon, and now there is a new option called Create a Pass. When I tap on that, I get two options. The first option is to scan a ticket. So if you already have a physical ticket or a screenshot with a barcode, you can just tap Continue. Point your camera at the barcode and the wallet will automatically create a pass for you. Then you can add it directly to your wallet. The second option is to create a pass manually. So I'll tap on that, choose a style, for example, event, and now I can manually fill in all the details like the event name, barcode, seat number, time, and location. This is actually a very useful feature because not every ticket or pass gives you an easy add to wallet button. So now if you have the details and the barcode, you can create one for yourself and keep it neatly inside the wallet. This next feature is small but useful. iOS 27 can now show helpful context while you're on call. For example, if you call someone on their birthday, iOS can now show a small birthday banner on the call screen, so you don't forget to wish them. This works when their birthday is saved in your contacts. And then there is something called call context. So if you call a business like an airline, your iPhone can automatically surface useful details like your confirmation code or reservation number directly in the phone app. This means when your airline asks for your booking reference, you don't have to search through your emails while you're on the call. The information can show up right there when you need it. There's also a small update to timer. If you start a timer from the control center, the animation looks different now. You also get this new scrollable timer picker with quick options in 5-minute intervals, so it's easier to set a timer quickly. Once you start the timer, it shows up in the dynamic island, and if you want to stop it, you can long press on the dynamic island and cancel the timer from here. When you're looking at someone's location in your Find My app and you tap on their location card, you now get the option to get directions to them directly from here. So if you're meeting a friend or trying to find your family member in a busy place or just want to quickly navigate to someone's location, you just don't have to copy the address or open maps separately. Just tap the directions and it takes you straight there. Search on iPhone also feels very different now. Earlier, when you swipe down on the home screen, it opened Spotlight Search. But in iOS 27, this experience is now more connected to Siri. When I swipe down, I get this new search or ask interface through the dynamic island. So I can still use it like a normal search, for example, to quickly find and open an app. But now I also can ask questions from here, almost like starting a Siri query without fully opening the Siri app. So it's not that the search is completely gone, it's more like Spotlight and Siri are starting to feel like one combined search and assistant experience. The next feature is very small, but I hope it's useful. Now, when you're watching a video and you like a particular frame, you can pause the video and tap the three dots and choose Save Video Frame as Photo. That exact frame gets saved as a photo, so you don't have to take a screenshot and crop it later. Another feature that I really liked is in Wallpaper. Let me show you. Pick any photo that you want to set as your wallpaper, tap Share, and then select Use as Wallpaper. Now, when you're adjusting the photo, you can pinch in or move it around to frame it the way you want it. And this is where the extend feature comes in. The same extend feature that I showed you in my iOS 27 part 1 video also works here for wallpapers. So when I tap extend, iOS uses AI to fill in the missing parts of the image and extend the background so it fits the screen better. There's also another small change here. If I tap on the time, I get this new icon. When I tap it, The clock becomes smaller and moves neatly to the top, which gives the wallpaper a much cleaner look. So those are iOS 27 hidden features and smaller changes that I think are actually worth trying. If you haven't watched the part 1 yet, go watch that video next. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.